Hi, I'm Daniel Haug with Vincia Prep, and I'm going to show you how to start preparing for your MBA application essays. So, first of all, you need to know what not to do. Most people start off by writing their essay, which takes about 60% of their time, and then they write one draft, and then they write another draft, and then they think that it's good. Which is also why people systematically underestimate how much time the essays take. For most people, it takes at least a month to write good essays. I mean, that is if you're working full-time. If you've got all the time in the world to work on the essays, then it will go faster. But usually good essays happen when you write them, you give them to somebody else to work on. I mean, it could be a friend, it could be somebody that went to an MBA himself or herself, or it could be a professional. And so this is what most people do. But what you really want to do is you want to brainstorm for about 20% of the time. So give yourself a week or two to think about ideas for answering the questions. Talk to your colleagues, talk to your boss. Try and get ideas for questions like, what is my greatest strength, or what is my greatest weakness? Talk to other people and maybe they'll tell you what your greatest strength or weakness is. Then and there's another reason why you should do this, is because if you write your essays and you get to draft 3 and then it turns out you have bad ideas, well, you got to start over. Try and come up with your good ideas first before you write the essays. Then write your essays, and then you're going to spend about 60% of your time writing draft after draft after draft. A lot of people write 6 to 10 different drafts. So that is, you work on them, your friend or your colleague works on them, you work on them, and you go back and forth. And because of this back and forth nature, it makes doing the essays take a lot longer than you would expect. So that's the first thing to keep in mind. The second thing to keep in mind is what you should be talking about. And so basically, MBA programs are looking for 4 major qualities. They're looking for your teamwork ability, your leadership ability, maturity, and intelligence. So in all of your essays, you should try to be highlighting some of these factors. And at the same time that you're doing that, you want to be highlighting what makes you into you. What makes you into you and what makes you special. So you could say, oh, I like to go to the gym. Well, that's nice. That makes you into you, but that's not unique. So you could say, oh, I like playing the guitar. Well, that could be unique, but you need to be basically semi-professional or maybe professional. And then that would be unique. But somebody who just plays the guitar on the weekend, that's not so special. So maybe you're a really big history buff and you can say a lot of things like quotes from people in history, and so that could be interesting. Or maybe let's see, what else could make you unique? Maybe you come up with really creative solutions. I mean, so maybe that's what makes you use, that you come up with really good solutions, and then you give a couple examples. Which brings us to the last point. One of the biggest problems that people have on the essays is they make a list. They say, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, and that's really boring, and nobody wants to read that. What you need to do is you need to focus on a couple things about yourself, 1 or 2 things in each essay, and then give stories or specific examples. And that will really help bring your essays to life. So that's how to get started, and those are some of the big points about the essays, and I hope you find that helpful.